Guys, this is Tarot with Kittens, Weights, and Tarot, and today I'm doing a review of the Emotion Energy cards by Dawn Beetle, and this is currently on Kickstarter, so you can't get this yet, but you will once her Kickstarter ends. So definitely check out her Kickstarter. I'll link it down below. As I film this, she has 9 days left on the Kickstarter, but I think by the time you guys watch this on Sunday, she'll have 3 days left. So definitely back her. I think that she is a fabulous artist. She's also a secondary teacher, so she teaches high schoolers just like I do. But of course, she's an art teacher. I'm an English teacher. So like hashtag teacher support teachers. But anyway, I love working with these cards. I used them in this past Saturday's live chat, and a lot of people really enjoyed being able to take a look at them as well. And I've done them in a few readings on Instagram too. So anyway, let's actually dive into this deck. So she does not have a box for this deck, although I think on the Kickstarter she said if people wanted to opt to get a box, they could. But her whole thing is trying to be as kind to the planet as possible. So she got these little bags that are made in the UK. You know, she tried to do a lot of like locally sourced stuff, and these are all, you know, very planet conscious, and you know, everything that was used for it. So I think that that's great. And that's just kind of like, before we even dive into the cards, you can kind of already understand that she's worried about Mama Earth. She's trying to do her best, and I think that that is fantastic sauce. So, okay, so in here, she included a few stickers of her artwork that you guys will see in the deck, and I believe on Kickstarter, you know, you'll receive these stickers as well. And then she has a PDF guidebook, which I'll just put there, that you can just scan with your phone, you know, with the code, and then you can see the guidebook. And again, she was trying to save paper, you know, like, hey, save the trees, you know, if we can just read stuff off of our phone. She was just trying to be as low waste as possible, you know, and I think that's great, you know, with this deck. So, like I said, she is an artist. And what she did, like the whole concept behind this deck was she wanted to connect with Mother Nature and the universe, and try to dive into emotions, like the emotion of love. What would that look like if it were put onto canvas? She used watercolors and I believe some other types of paints, but she used water from a local stream, rivers, lakes. So it's like all imbued with like Mother Nature, and I think that that's just great. And she said she had this like period where she wasn't creating much, and then she just like one day just like went out into you know, Mama Nature, and was like, hey, I'm a little stuck, and she kind of started coming up with, you know, these you know, working with emotions, and she's like, what would that look like if I could put that down on canvas? So she was like, you know, using the local water, you know, from nearby, and just kind of sat in the grass amongst the trees and the flowers and the birds and the bees, and you know, came up with the images that you guys will see here. Okay, so this is more of like a prototype deck that she sent me, so they're not going to be glossy. The finished product is going to be a matte finish, and I think she said I think she was going to be going with a little bit wider cardstock, to make it more oracle card size, so that she can have more of the artwork, and I said that that was great. So I think she put a poll out on Instagram, and she was asking, do you want more of the artwork and then just have the keyword, or do you want it like this but have the matte finish? I think she really is just going with the matte because a lot of people don't like the gloss. She's also making a thicker cardstock, although I thought this cardstock was really good. She's going a little thicker, almost as thick as my Wally's World Oracle. So yeah, I think that she's doing well, like listening to kind of what people want, you know, in a deck, and how they would like to see her artwork represented. So anyway, let's go ahead and take a look at these cards. So let's just take a look at the back. Like I said, the finished product isn't going to be shiny like you see here. It's going to be a matte finish and possibly a little wider. So yeah, let's dive into the cards. So I love the use of color and like the images that just came about. And she was saying that, you know, emotions are a funny thing. Sometimes we're like, oh, I feel this or I feel this. And sometimes we have so many emotions happening at once, things get cloudy. It's hard to discern kind of what we're feeling, you know, at any given moment. And also to look at emotions as not the enemy, you know, that we shouldn't always have just like good emotions. Like we shouldn't just be happy all the time, but to really like feel, you know, really dive into our feelings and then try to understand kind of where they're coming from and how we could see the light side of them. Because often we just categorize everything into shadow and light, you know, good and bad. But you know, it's not like that. You know, if you take, let's say, the energy of anger, the emotion of anger, how could you turn that into a positive? How could you use it for your best and highest good? And where is this anger stemming from? You know, and the more we can understand our emotions, the more we can find healing as well and heal those around us, because we are kind of understanding how we might be reacting, you know, to others. Yeah, this artwork is just, oh my goodness. And also with the color, if you wanted to work with the chakras, you could as well. And the guidebook, by the way, I've taken a look at it, you know, with the PDF, and it's fantastic. I think that there's a lot of information in the guidebook without being too information heavy, if that makes sense. Like, I'm all about like a good book and I'm all for a good deck. But sometimes I feel a little overwhelmed when sometimes guidebooks are these giant tomes and I'm going to spend more time like reading the book than I am working with the deck. I want there to be a good balance between the two, and I think she does strike that good balance where it's got a lot of information, but not so much where I'm going to spend like a year trying to read that thing instead of, you know, working with the artwork. And I believe there's 30 cards, or 33. Actually, I've been seeing threes a lot lately. And I did a little blog about it when I did my channeled guidance for my Patreon group. We're kind of like talking about the threes and all of that. So let's do a little shuffle. Just pull a card and we'll take a look at it. And hey, if this message, you know, connects with you, that's fantastic. But I'm just kind of showing you, you know, how I might read with this. Actually, let's pull 3 cards. Do 1, 2. Whoop, I think that's going to be 3. Yay! Okay. We have unconditional love, attunement, and bliss. First of all, let's just take in those images. I love how like these two are just like boom, you know, on the outer skirts, and then we have like these waves going on in the middle. So that's really cool. This one more of an explosion, like a catalyst, and that being more like the light at the end of the tunnel. But let's see what the cards have to say. So it's the energy of unconditional love radiates truth. There are no conditions attached to this sure and direct love. It shines straight from the heart. It is the energy of creation. So like boom. For me, I think of cars, so I'm thinking of like the explosions that happen, you know, kind of like within the pistons, and they're just like pumping away and just like revving that engine, you know. Okay, so then we have attunement. The energy of attunement is fluid and adjustable. Feel beneath any turbulence to the calm, grounding energy. Here you will be living from deep within your soul. Okay, so it's finding, being able to be grounded while being fluid at the same time. And that probably sounds like it's a oxymoron, but yeah, I can see that, you know, because it's like fighting the current, and it's like we lose our footing, and if we just kind of go with it, it's like we're grounded within the water. So I like that message. All right, and then lastly here we have bliss. The energy of bliss is light and gentle. A soft glow of contentment emanates from the center of your chest, or sorry, your heart. Look at the things that give you joy and relax, knowing that all is well. Okay, so let's put these three together and get ourselves a little message. You know, hopefully if somebody benefits from this message in the future as they watch this video. Okay, so we have this catalyst of unconditional love, attunement, and bliss. Okay, so this is to me could be friendships, could be love relationships, but this unconditional love is when you look at these relationships, these friendships, you know, often people want to say, you'll only be my friend if, or I'll only date you if, and it's good to have guidelines of what you want in a friend and a partner, but when you start getting really strict, like you can't dress this way, or you can't, you know, think this way, you know, then we start like really putting in restrictions on them as human beings. And to kind of be more fluid in the understanding that, you know, people, you know, the reason we have friends and partners and things like that is so that we can have different perspectives. Now, you should never be with a toxic person. That's a little bit different, you know, somebody who's like an energy vampire, or you know, they are treating you poorly. Yes, of course, you know, do not, you know, get rid of those people. But this is for like, you know, sometimes we might want to like be overly controlling, and we might not even be conscious of it, of like the people that we bring into our lives. And this is like, you know, saying that we can't have everybody just like us, because then we lack perspective. You know, we need to have those varied backgrounds and perspectives so that we can have bliss in our relationships. You know, the more we are accepting of you know, arguments that are healthy, you know, of course, you know, the more we'll find bliss in all those different types of relationships. So yeah, I love that message, and I love how soft these cards read. So if you're somebody who maybe sometimes is not ready for a punch to the face with certain decks, this is it's truth, but it's giving it to you in such a way like I don't feel like I'm getting beat up with it, you know. But anyway, these were the Emotion Energy cards by Dawn Beetle. Like I said, her Kickstarter is still going. When you guys see this, she'll only have a few days left, so I'll put her Kickstarter down below. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to click subscribe, and don't forget to click that ding 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 notification bell for more videos just like this. And if you want to catch a reading from me, head over to www.kittensweightsandtarot.com. I have my bracelets that I make. I have my room and body sprays. I have, my newsletter. Don't forget to sign up for my newsletter. I have like witchy DIYs and arts and crafts DIYs, crystals that I'm using, decks that I'm reading with, YouTube channels that I'm loving, you know, and I hit your inbox once a month. That's it. And then I don't hit your inbox like ever again, just once a month. That's it. And over on my website too, you will find my Wally's World Oracle, which actually was funded on Kickstarter last year. And this was community created, and nice that it was community funded. It was bringing the world together. So this is a healing journey through sacred sites. So being somebody who has been on Kickstarter and I have my own creation, I'm all about, you know, indie creators and trying to support other people and having their visions, you know, come to fruition as well. So Anyway, if you want to throw a little love my way, think about joining the KWT tribe over at patreon.com/kittens, weights, and tarot. Lots of good stuff over there. Weekly channeled guidances, weekly crystal goodies, monthly crystal grids, monthly readings, all kinds of good stuff. So definitely go check it out. And I will catch you spiritual homies later. Peace, love, and chicken grease. Peace out.